بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على the womb is seen void of any pregnancy, and thus is ascertained when she gets one haid. Experiencing this haid is called istibara of the womb. This definition will apply when the woman gets her haid. If the woman does not experience haid, then istibara is to let 1 month pass, or if one is pregnant, then istibara is until she bears a child. Istibara is necessary in all conditions, whether she is a bakira, or she may have been born from a woman, or she was born from a man, or she may have been received as inheritance from a minor child, right? Still, istibara is necessary. On the face of this analogy or this analysis suggests that istibara should not be necessary, because if you buy a slave from a minor child, there's no way that she can be pregnant. Or if you buy her from a woman, there's no way that she can be pregnant. Or if she's a bakira, there's no way. However, our qiyas and our analogy must be ignored and put one side when there is hadith or text, nusus. When there's nusus, we don't use our own akal, like thinking that how can this lady be pregnant if she was from a minor child. When there's hadith, we put our akal one side. Shalom. قال ابي الدرداء رضي الله عنه قال مر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بامرأة جهل فسأل عنها فقالوا أمة لفلان قال ألزمه بها قالوا نعم قال لقد هممت أن ألعنه لعنا يدخل معه في قبره كيف يستخدمه وهو لا يحل له أم كيف يورثه وهو لا يحل له رواه مسلم. So Abu Darda, there is passed by a woman who was faithful, but they asked about her and they said that she is a slave of such and such a person. So he says that does he have a relation with her? So they said yes. So he said that I wish to give him a curse, such a curse that will follow him to his grave. So he said that how can he have relations with her while she's not halal for him? How can the child inherit from him and he's not halal for him? So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam intended to curse him that because of him having intercourse with a female slave whom he had acquired whilst he was already pregnant. He had dropped istibra, he left out istibra while fully knowing that istibra was for right. And what is meant here is that he would now take the child would be in his care, and he would make that child an inheritor for his inheritance while the child is not his child. And it's not his, it's to age. So that child should not be inherited. Or the second is the child would belong to him and he might not accept the child. Now there's some doubt now whether the child is his or the child is not his. So he says, you know what, the child is not mine, and he cuts the child out from inheritance. Whereas the child is supposed to receive inheritance from him. So that's why istibra is there to make sure that this doubt is not there. Hello. عن ابي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه رفعه الى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال في سبعين او قاسم لا توطأ حامل حتى تضع ولا غير ذات حمل حتى تحيض حيضة. من سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه
ليس النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال
Yeah, the prisoners of Otas.
كنت أحامل حتى تضع مثلا في الوقت ذاتي لكن أحمل حتى تفيض حيضة النفس
Lady you experience haid until she has one haid. Alright. So if a woman is not pregnant and also does not get a haid, then her istibra will be not to approach her for 1 month. Right? Not to approach her for 1 month. If a female slave is acquired while she gets a haid, then while she gets a haid, then this discharge will not be counted, and the next complete haid will be the one that's counted. So you got it during the middle of a haid, that haid is not counted, and the next haid will be counted. According to this hadith, the female slave goes to the new owner, then it makes istibra wajib, and this is according to all four imams. Once she goes to a new owner, istibra become wajib.
لا يحل لامرئ يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر أن يسقي ماءه زرع غيره يعني بيان الحمالة ولا يحل لامرئ يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر أن يقع على من السبيل حتى يسكن رئها ولا يحل لامرئ يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر أن يبيع مغنما حتى يكسب. رواه أبو داود ورواه الترمذي إلى قوله زرع غيره. So Ruwayth ibn Thabit al-Ansari radiallahu anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said on the day of Hunayn that it is not permissible for a person who believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the last day that he waters with his water the plants of somebody else. Yani he has relations with somebody whose womb is not female. And it is not permissible for a person who believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the last day that he that he has relations with a woman who is in a Sabi from a captive.
From the prisoners, yes.
From a captive until she has freedom, until she has idea. And it is not permissible for a person to believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he sells from the booty until it is divided. No, without this is right, the media and the same for
Chalo.
قال بلغني أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يأمر باستبراء الأمة من ماء بحيضة إن كانت ممن تحيض وثلاثة أشهر إن كانت ممن لا تحيض وينهى عن سقي ماء الغير. narrated from Malik Malik says that when in the Greek that Nabi Sallallahu mentions some of Malik instructions
that istibra. For the female slave, right? Yeah, he was commanding that the female slaves, they must not have intercourse with them till they had a haid. And from those who could not have haid, it was 3 months. If they believed, right, till 3 months had passed, if they were among those who did not get a haid. And he often forbade that one should water another man's plants by mixing it up. So the ulama agree that the female slave who does not get the haid, istibra, is that no relationship, no intercourse must be for 1 month. However, some of the scholars go by this hadith and say that if it's a slave that cannot get a haid, then they must wait 3 months. But most of the ulama and the four madhab, they agree on the 1 month. Hello. One more.
عمر رضي الله عنه أنه قال إذا وهبت الوليدة التي توطأ أو بيعت أو أعتقت فاستبرئ رحمها بحيضة ولا تستبرأ أذراء رواه الرازي. سيدنا عمر رضي الله عنه raised أنه قال he said if somebody is gifted a slave which what he was made with or sold or bought the slave or or free the slave, then she should let her be a womb for one haid, and it should not ولا تستبرأ أذراء. There's no necessary to be
the womb
the
of
womb of somebody who is not
Samaina Bakira. So, right. So Ibn Shirai rahimahullah goes by this hadith and maintain that istibra is not wajib on a virgin slave. However, majority of the ulama said that istibra must be observed with her too and is wajib. The command that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave with the battle of Awtas and observing istibra with the female slave, female captives was absolute, and the virgins were not excluded from that.